accountability call with the 4:30 Psycho accountability group. Rob Commodore, who is with us most mornings, his father has been sick lately, wrote a book, Better Than You Think. And one of the chapters, anytime I read like a motivational book, I just bounce around and try and find things that resonate more with me. Usually it's at the front of the book, but he's got a chapter about seasons of life. And what he gets into is, friends and acquaintances and, essentially different parts of your life, you're going to have a different group of friends. And I find that the older I get, the smaller that group gets. It's an interesting thing in my line of work where you want a big sphere, but I think there's a lot to it. I think as you get older and your family grows, or you just get disconnected if you let yourself. But also, I have no problem getting somebody out of my life that needs that is toxic or too much drama. You guys got any thoughts on that? Anything you've done recently? Like, you ever been kicked out of somebody's life because you weren't good for them?
No,
Probably.
not that I'm aware of.
Right. They just ghost you.
My ex-wife kicked me out of her life mostly, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I've definitely walked away from some groups, man, and just turned around on them. Like this, that's kind of what I'm doing this year. It's like one of my goals is to develop my circle. And there was someone from my past that actually we reconnected last week. But they invited me somewhere, but I would love to, but I can't because I have goals and plans and strategies this year that are going to require me to do something on that particular day during the time frame that this guy wants to go play golf for 4 hours. I can't go because it's not in my plans. And frankly, this is going to sound bad, right? But he's below my circle. If I go hang out with him, my circle goes down. And I don't want my circle to go down. My goal this year is for my circle to improve and increase.
And then let a couple people that you need to pull up, right?
Yeah.
A couple motivated people.
Motivated people. That's right. This is somebody I've known for a decade who's in the same place he was, 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I recently disconnected from an organization that was difficult, but for really good principle-based reasons, and I feel good about it. I thought long and hard about it, and there were a lot of mental triggers going on that wanted to keep me connected, but just being somewhat firm with my principles disconnected me, and then I don't look back, and it is what it is.
Yeah. I heard somebody once say, the older I get, the more I realize I'd rather have 4 quarters in my life than 100 pennies. That the relationships that you have tend to have deeper meaning, that you don't need, just a big number. I mean, obviously your sphere typically grows with the people that you rely on, that you can pick up the phone and call. It's a smaller circle. Or if you look around and, you're not inspired by the people that are around you, then you don't have a circle, you have a cage.
Yeah.
So that's what, I just had those thoughts based on what you guys were sharing. So
I feel like I've pulled off my, with my commitment to Flynn. I feel like my circle, my true circle, understands that I'm not as available, but I will be back. Like we've just put him in front of everything, really, and it'll be interesting to see, the relationships that I value when I have more availability. Will they still be there? And if they're not like they were, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Kids add an interesting dynamic to all the relationships that you have. But I think you nailed it. The really important relationships, sometimes they come, but they come, they come and go, but they come back. I mean, it's just there's only so much time that we have. Most people are in the same boat, in different phases and different cycles in their life. So people that mean a lot to you, and you mean a lot to them, they understand. They understand the priority.
And seeking validation, I've completely dropped out of my psyche. I don't need to validate anything. I feel like I'm even if I've made bad decisions, I put a lot of thought into making that bad decision, and I own it. So
Yeah,
we live. It's pretty common to need validation of what you're doing, and be amongst a crowd. I think that's maybe a younger person's thing, but I feel really good where I'm at and what I'm doing, and hope to bring value to relationships, and not freak people out.
And you'll see that as well, and as Flynn gets older, right? Like I see that Rob and I, like our kids seem like they're all the same age. He's just got an extra one, right? And it's just that need, everything that's going on, right? It's just like constantly know where everybody's at, and they got to be in where they're on the outside, like with these parties and stuff, and just like listening to their terminology. Like they want to be at some of these places, but the way that they reference things, it's like hilarious. It's almost like gaming lingo, which I don't really play a lot of games, right? But like they call them like NPLs, like or NPCs, non-player characters, right? Like
yeah,
people in the games,
yeah.
just like they're extras, like they, in the big picture. It's
Yeah.
funny listening to the terminology.
It is. It is. Well, I mean, they're figuring out the relationships as we've done over the last, 40, 50 plus years. They're in a very, very, and I mean, Flynn be going through the same thing with school and all that stuff. And it's interesting to see, because there's different levels where, they're going through a base level of what we've already experienced, and they got to figure a lot of that out on their own. But right, you're right, Ron, about sitting back and watching, and it's the socialization factor is just different also than when we were kids. It just seems like, I mean, everything's available, so all the stuff that we know about social media, of course, but that's what they have to work out too, is like who's going to be in their huddle and who's not going to be in their huddle, who brings their huddle up, raises their that's going to improve and help them, I don't know, not become necessarily better people, but who's going to improve, where they are with, and then some of the decisions they make. So,
Yeah, with Flynn,
Vision Pro and stuff like that, right? Like, can you imagine? Just like we're having a hangout, just
yeah,
or hanging out.
yeah.
I want Flynn to feel like the ringleader of what it is that he's doing. Whether it's being a bookworm, or whatever it is. That's what you hope, right? That your kids have enough confidence in not needing to be part of a group or a crowd that maybe isn't so great. Like I think that's the challenge. How do you get a kid to think about, like, this is what I'm doing, this makes a ton of sense, if people want to join me, great, if they don't, great. It's probably not an easy thing to do, right?
But they also lead by following. So do all of us, right? We once followed some, and still do follow each other, follow somebody else. But like even a great general was like a private in the military. Like they followed a process at some point, right?
Mhm.
So I think that independence comes from learning, and learning comes from, joining and following and making adjustments. So I mean, we're all at different stages, right? So
Yeah. Hey, we took Flynn to the pool 3 times this weekend, and the last time, which was last night, he was going underwater and holding his breath, which he wasn't doing, just a couple times ago. I was watching his development. Is pretty cool. He's in a quick learning stage right now. It's pretty wild. I know you guys have all been there, where he's repeat.
3?
Yeah. He's 3 in like 3 months.
Okay.
And he's hit a stride. He's hit a learning stride, and he's really excelling at a lot of things that were taking a little bit of time. So it's pretty cool. It's like nitrous oxide, kind of. Things are moving faster for him.
With kids, I mean, I don't recall at the age of 3 with all 3, but the I mean, it sounds like he's experiencing some like hockey stick growth right now. Like, is there any one thing that has been the primary factor behind that? You think he's just in a really things are coming together for him, or?
I mean, he's calming down. He's having very, very few temper tantrums. Like he's just growing out of being like a toddler. I think he's calm. He's reading. He reads, actually. Like that's something that we just realized about maybe a week and a half ago. He actually can read words. He's sounding out words. He's got the alphabet down. He's got his numbers down. He's got colors, animals. Now he's just putting it all together. So but
He'll
the
probably
biggest
write a
thing,
book by the end of next week.
maybe. Anyways, yeah, I think I know I'm in a stage in life right now where I'm very careful who I'm following and trying, like this, sharing accountability has more impact on me than listening to a good speaker. I was thinking about the difference too with motivation and accountability. Motivational, being motivated versus holding yourself accountable. Like I'll be thinking about that all day and talk about it tomorrow morning. Like just what a big difference it is. Being able to get yourself. I know so many people that come across as motivated but never get to full accountability. So they never fully achieve what you would think they would because the way they present, how motivated they are, whether it's on social media or in real life, but never implement tactics or strategies to really benefit, greatly, or have never been shown how to do that. Right. But we're at over our time. So see you guys in the morning.
Great day. Great week. Yep.
Yeah.